What's up, everyone? What's going on? Happy Thursday there. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Yeah. So got some fun stuff to talk about. A bunch of weird different things. I don't know what you guys all talked about last week. I caught a little bit of it later on, but I was in long lines at Halloween Horror Nights.
Hey, that's the way to be. You know, I don't remember what we talked about either. Is that bad?
I'm glad it was like right in between two hurricanes we went. We planned our like night. Literally, if you think there was a week between hurricanes and we had our had it, so we went to
probably had nice weather in between.
No, you know what? It was hot. It was hot, definitely.
Oh, hot.
Yeah, it was
hot. We were pretty cold today. At least this morning when I took the kids to school, it was like 40. So like we're getting there now.
So welcome in, everyone. Hopefully everyone is doing well. We got a bunch of people that came in early on. Sheila, welcome. Number one in the comments there. Thanks for coming
Sheila.
in. We got 4BDN Collectibles. We got David hanging out with us. Madrilla hanging out with us. We got all kinds of people. Chasers in the house. Holly, welcome, everyone. Anna's here. Jeremy's here. Let's see. Pop Funko UK. We got Never Ask. What's going on? Jetman's here. Monster Pete's here. Linda's here. All kinds of Daft Funko. What's going on? A lot of people are in the house, but we got a couple channel member celebrations here. We got 24 months. Speaking of hurricanes, where's John? I mean,
John's John. Listen, until we're like 10 minutes past, you know. He likes to make an entrance. He's gonna show up like 10 minutes in.
I mean, maybe he's gathering hurricane supplies for people. I mean,
that could be.
Let's think. Or he's trying to scarf down some chicken nuggets.
Or that, yeah. Or
one of the two, I'm guessing. So thanks for being a member for 2 years now. Yeah, man. Channel member for 2 years. Got another channel member, David. Thank you. Where's John? See? I mean, everyone's wondering where's John. But Barry's like, you know what? I'm going to celebrate you guys and just say, hey, guys, what's up? So thanks for being a channel member for 13 months. David, 17 months. And then just to let everyone know, I appreciate everyone. A lot of people reached out just to check in on us, see how we were doing. If you saw some of the posts we made, doing well overall. Our streets are still flooded. Like, went out there just a little bit ago before it got dark, and they were still at where, at least, I guess where our driveway it wasn't as bad. I mean, literally, it was up to the house. I think the car next door had to get towed. If you saw it at one point, it was like,
yeah, I seen
high on the car.
That was the one in the street, right?
No, there was one just next door that it got pretty high on because I think their driveway slopes a little lower or something. But the one in the street, I definitely its alarm started going off at one point, and lights and everything. I think water was all in it. So
maybe if you hate your car, you leave it out there.
I mean, I guess if you want a new one, that's a way to get it. hopefully they'll cover that. Fun water damage there. You got to tell them not flood damage. You got to tell them hurricane, rain, wind damage or something like that. I don't know. That's what
it's the secret.
You can't say flood. Don't mention the word flood
lingo
unless you have flood insurance.
Right.
But yeah, it's crazy. Our neighborhood has never gotten to that point. So that's how much rain there has been. Our backyard, I've never seen that lake and pond in the backyard connect together, two different ones, and go across. So definitely a lot of water, a lot of rain. It was about 4:30 in the morning at least. So I went to sleep and was like, all right, I think we're pretty good. I think we'll be good. About ready to pass over. The heaviest stuff was pretty much almost gone. Yeah, but a lot of wind. I would say not as much wind as I've experienced before, though. Like heavy gusts.
Yeah, talking to some other people and just kind of looking at it looked like it was better. Listen, it's not good,
I mean,
and there's a lot of damage.
The coast don't even. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you look at that and you're like.
And you knew that. I think you knew that. They made it sound like anything north of like the eye of the storm, it wasn't as bad with the storm surge because of it was actually pulling the ocean out to sea.
Yeah,
from what I
how it was turning and everything.
Yeah,
I felt like it was lucky how the wind came back of our house because you can see like some of the brush like moved kind of down because it was still blowing so much. But it was nice because we could step out on our patio, on our front patio, and look out and not get wet at all because the rain was going that way. But we just kind of looked out in there and we are like, oh no, it might come into the house. It might come here.
Yeah.
So they're like, we hope
it's
not.
Scary.
Yeah, I was like, we didn't get sandbags. We never had. I mean, we've lived here 20 years. We experienced plenty of hurricanes. I mean, 2022 was really bad. I forget what name that was. I'm trying to remember. 2022, though, 2 years ago, we had a pretty bad, at least water-wise, hurricane too and stuff. And you have to worry about like trees getting so saturated that they fall over.
Right.
Like that's more of the worry is like the ground's so saturated that it becomes easier and they're so heavy because of all the rain they can blow over and things like that. No alligators though. Yeah, no alligators in the yard. At least we didn't see any yet. Yeah, I mean they could be swimming around in it. I saw kids playing out in the water this morning.
I wouldn't do that.
It's so gross. Like no, like that's a mixture of like
mixture of a lot of things that you don't want to be a part of.
All right, we look like we have our other
member of PFO told you.
He finished his chicken nugget and he's with us.
8 minutes past. What did I say, everybody? He had to make his grand entrance, and once again, he does not disappoint.
What was the bet? What was the?
I said you will be coming in around the 10-minute mark.
Close, yeah. Right now,
that's pretty darn close. I kind of knew, had a feeling.
I'm here. It's all that matters, right? Josh, you made it. You survived.
I did make it. I survived. We were just talking about a little bit about just kind of, strange storm. It was a very weird storm. I think anytime it comes from that side to us, because usually when it comes that side, it kind of skirts around us and goes up towards like the panhandle or something, kind of like Helene did and stuff like that. Like we don't normally, when it comes from that side, get a direct crossing of the state as much.
Going straight across.
Yeah. Usually it's from the other side is when we get like pummeled when it comes from the other side.
Yeah, because it stays on the land and then like hooks up more.
Yeah, for us, it's actually no boil water needed at this time or anything like that. We don't have any boil water alert or anything like that.
Man, you guys got
because of how everything's set up. We have power. We had power the whole night. I mean, it flickered a couple times, but it never totally went out. So we got very fortunate in that. Like I said, most of our lines are underground here in our neighborhood. So I guess that's a positive. I thought the water might affect them or something like that, but
yeah,
it's how they have it set up. It really doesn't.
I give you guys so much props for living in that state. To everybody else who lives in Florida too, because Joanna and I were up late. We were watching the coverage, watching all the the horrible flooding and the power outages and the people that were trapped and everything. We were just looking at each other like, one of these storms, as soon as the house was fixed up, it would be on the market. We would have left that state so fast. I don't know how you guys do it.
I mean, I think the biggest thing, anywhere you move, you have something. Like, pretty much.
Yeah, but
anywhere
I'd rather have snow. I don't know. I guess just because I grew up with
There's
snow.
going to be other people that say the exact opposite.
I would, how long do you want to be trapped in with a blizzard, like that kind of thing, and outage that can happen from that?
When I was like 10 years old, we were trapped for 4 days, no power. So that was like borderline terrible. But like, that was like the worst experience of my life.
Kind of would love that now, to be honest. If I could get trapped in here for, just trapped, not like I want to have power. And
it was cool though, because we got like 3.5 feet of snow. Like it was like record snowfall for where I lived in upstate New York. And it was kind of cool because like the whole area didn't have power. Like they were very strict on like roads were for emergency vehicles only and everything. And there was like everybody in the neighborhood that I lived in, we were all taking turns like going door to door every few hours and just like checking on people, especially like elderly or anybody in the neighborhood that had like special needs or anything. So it was just kind of cool. Like I kind of have this like weird experience of like going around with my dad and brothers and just like checking in. It was like the most community I've ever felt in my life.
Yeah, stuff like that will sometimes do that,
And then it came back on and we like didn't see our neighbors for like 10 months.
yeah It also goes that way then too.
Yeah
I think I don't know. I do not. Tornadoes were part of this one, actually. Like, anytime you have a hurricane, you still have tornado warnings, by the way. There was one, a couple of them, actually. But one you saw did a lot of damage on the coast there. Actually, a lot of flipped cars and houses, like new houses destroyed from it. And that, there's nothing you can do. At least hurricane takes time, and usually it's like a tree falling that causes the damage, or like things coming off your, finally, eventually something ripping off your roof or flooding, depending on where you hit it. Like that's probably why I wouldn't want to live on the beach ever. You gotta leave. Like those people that live on the beach just gotta leave. There is no way to withstand that. But hurricanes, at least they're coming. Tornadoes, you don't. It's like, oh, there's one out the window. You gotta so a hurricane. I couldn't imagine back in the day, when you think about like before forecasting and being able to.
That's what we were talking about. Can you imagine all the people in like the early 1900s? All of a sudden, a hurricane comes out of nowhere, and they probably thought it was like an act of God, like literally, like they had.
It is an act of God, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
Right. So Michael says he's going to New York Comic Con, which is awesome, and he just thought there's going to be a Venom panel. I imagine that it's in regards to the Venom 3 movie, The Last Dance, which looks okay. I'm not like super excited for it.
Yeah, I feel like Sony, I don't know.
I feel like, unfortunately, Venom as a character, sorry to shift gears here, but I feel like Venom as a character kind of works as like a secondary character in a movie. I think it's kind of like the first 2 Venom movies. Well, the second one was really bad, but the first, in my opinion, the first one was decent. I just think it's kind of it's hard to make Venom.
Especially the way they kind of did it too. The second one was not good.
Like I kind of want to see how like the symbiotes mix in with Spider-Man. I feel like that's what we all kind of want to see. So, and eventually, I guess there is, from what I'm hearing, a lot of plans to bring him into the MCU, or to at least bring the Venom symbiote into the MCU. They had that weird end credit scene. I don't know if they're going to continue with that, or I don't know. Who knows?
It's always like, I don't know. They just haven't done as well. I think any of those. The first one was great. Then goes kind of down. Hopefully, one I like them. I think going into them, you have to go into them as like kind of. It needs to be action and kind of funny, campy comedy. Like it has to have a mixture of like those two. Like I need some fun action and some fun, campy comedy. in it.
I'm kind of I don't know how you guys feel moving forward with superheroes. Like I see such a mixed bag nowadays. Like they drop a trailer and I feel like you see 33% of the people are super excited for it. You know, the diehard comic book fans, we love the characters, right? The other third of the people are like, this is terrible, this is the worst, like MCU, Marvel, superheroes, everything's over, it's done. And then you kind of have like this other third of people that just like they just want to see a good movie. They don't necessarily care too much about whatever character is. Like they just want to go and have like a good movie to watch in the theaters. And I'm kind of at the point where like I don't know if I really want a lot of comedy. I feel like there's so much comedy now that's forced into superheroes. Like I kind of want to go back to like action, big stakes, like villains that are ruthless. Like that's kind of where
I think it depends. It depends on the character though. Like Deadpool, like if you take away the comedy, then Deadpool's no.
Yeah, Deadpool. I think it makes sense.
like
I
a
think
great
some of the, you know,
Venom a little bit, like just because of the interaction between the two. You know, the symbiote and the actual character and stuff.
Yeah, I
like
was okay
that.
with
Like,
Venom, and I think that they got like Thor went too campy and too slapsticky. You know what I mean? And I think, go back to a little bit more of a serious tone. I think would be better. I mean, that's when it was at its best.
Yeah,
we'll see.
So speaking of, we might as well just talk about some of these. Got some new pops on the horizon.
The crossover one in the top right-hand corner. That's my favorite one.
The Hot Topic one.
Yeah, that one's super cool.
I think it looks really good. I think the Funko Shop Venom looks good. I think they did a good job with that. That's more the game, right?
I think this is all the game.
It's all of them are the game?
I think they're all the game.
Okay, they're all the game.
Gamerverse.
So it's interesting because you haven't really have we seen a lot with the Gamerverse stuff? Like
they just released that whole other run of they just released another 6. I want to say that this is probably the 12th from the Spider-Man game.
Yeah, there's a lot that's been released from the game.
I just feel like it definitely is a lot, but some cool molds. They definitely
great molds. Yeah, the other ones, the other run was great molds. These are great molds too.
Yeah.
And then we did have 2 Spider-Man.
What's up, Tommy?
Drop. I love Spider-Man with the little doggy.
More Spider-Man.
The other one, I don't know. I feel like we feel like we've gotten that mold like 20 times. I don't know.
I mean, honestly, we got the one on the left too. I think he was just holding a hot dog instead of a dog or something like that.
Like dog, he's not holding.
You know, but what are you gonna do with I mean, like.
But he actually, I like that he has the actual like he has the web he's slinging. Like you don't see that too often. So.
I love Jonathan's comment. Spider-Man stealing dogs now. Can you imagine?
Wait, he's stealing them or rescuing them?
It kind of looks like in this instance he did steal him. So the kidnapping Spider-Man.
Maybe he's a dog delivery service now instead of pizza. You know, he changed jobs. He delivers dogs.
Yeah, maybe he works for Rover now. Maybe he's just grabbing the dog. He's gonna go take it out. He'll return it in 20 minutes. But hey, Spider-Man sells. I mean, we go through a lot of Marvel pops, and people are always asking for Spider-Man. It's a very easy character for any company, not just Funko. Any company.
Yeah. For sure.
It's no wonder that they just keep making different ones.
I mean, especially as you do like exclusives, that's the kind of way to do these too. Like, you can't put out. I feel like you can't put out commons unless there is.
You should. I feel like you should not.
Not unless there is another movie that comes out or something like that.
Right. No. I mean, even then, like if you're gonna have like the 42nd and the like 48th and 50th pop of something, hopefully they're exclusives at that point.
Well, then again, I hope we'll talk about the Ahsoka pops at some point tonight because Funko is kind of proving that I don't know, like it doesn't always have to be an exclusive to be a cool pop. They're now making
I don't think
common pops are good.
Yeah, I think that I think common pops can be very good. I feel like we're getting too many common pops. You know what I mean?
You think they wait too long to get some of these out though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like 100%. Yes.
Are you saying like a year past?
This is like a year too late. I'm so upset
especially
about
with
these.
like Ezra and
Vince, this is the one that you and I were exactly talking about with him unmasked as a night trooper.
Yeah,
Like,
and it should have been a con exclusive. At
Should have
least
been
it is an exclusive, though. Exclusive to Target, it looks like.
yeah.
I guess, but I don't know what's going on. I actually tried to do some research on this, and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't align. There is something wrong. Like, I am 1000% convinced that there is something wrong with the Funko Star Wars department, because they're releasing these a year later,
Yeah.
and all these other companies that are under the Disney umbrella were able to release Ahsoka themed collectibles, merchandise, items within 3 months of the show, if not while the show was dropping. So I don't get it. If so, like, you can't even make the argument that Disney doesn't share information with these companies, because they do. If you could make the argument for Ezra, but like, and I guess you could say Anakin, but like, we knew Sabine was going to be in the show. I mean, heck, that exact version of Ahsoka was in the trailer, so it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think these ones definitely are a little late coming out.
They're
There are
beautiful. Like, I
good
know there's a lot of
characters,
people.
Yeah,
They're great. I'm contemplating picking up this whole wave. I mean, both Ezras are awesome, and it blows my mind. Also, the secondary thing too is, like, if you're gonna wait this long, make something a con exclusive. Like, make something a limited piece. Make something special.
you mean you
So-
could have replaced the Kylo Ren with one of these, maybe?
Exactly, 100%.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Or if they were dead set, like Disney said, hey, you must make a Kylo Ren for some reason for New York Comic Con, why can't they add in a second Star Wars exclusive? Like, they're doing it. Like, One Piece is getting 2 exclusives for New York Comic Con. Why can't Star Wars?
Yeah.
Maybe because they don't sell as well.
So, Anna, yes, I've been chasing down this thing, and I'm convinced otherwise. I do think it's Funko's fault. I think something is going on, because Disney mandates all these other companies, Mattel, Hasbro, Hot Wheels, Lego, like all these other companies, on what they can release, when they can release, and of which characters. So why is Funko under such a restraint? So I think it's something on Funko. Funko must not have good relations right now with the Disney Star Wars marketing department or something, or they just don't care. Like, it's just like an afterthought because they're making so much money on anime. They're just like, all right, well, Star Wars
feel
isn't
like
a
that
priority
can't
right
be
now.
it.
Do you think also they split, like, so they did come out with a bunch of pops from Ahsoka already. So do you think they had to like split them in waves, and just their waves were too far apart though? Maybe. Like,
Yeah, I would say it's probably more that, because they did have I mean, this is probably what, from that one show. What do we have? Probably 10
Probably have like
pops,
20 or
12.
20. I mean, they gave us a lot. I mean,
like, how
Think
many
about it, like
Thrawns
that-
did we get?
like-
How many?
We had multiple Thrawns. We had the Night Troopers.
multiple
We had
Ahsokas,
the Ahsokas.
Raylan, Skull, Shin Hati,
Sabine
Malik.
already.
Yeah.
Holy smoke!
Or
Yeah, when you
Merrick,
start
whatever.
thinking about it, we
It's
had
been-
maybe
yeah, it's
16
been-
pops, and maybe that is why. Maybe they did have to.
It's been
split.
so
Maybe they
long.
did
That's
have
the
to split
problem.
it.
Like, it's been so long that you're kind of like, wait, and like normal people, not me, because I have issues with Star Wars. But I'm saying, most normal people right now are probably going like, what even happened in Ahsoka? Did I see Ahsoka? Like, that's what everybody's
Right.
thinking.
No,
right
it's
now.
been that long.
It has been a while. So, but they're making Ahsoka season 2, so it kind of also begs the question: why not just hold off on these until next year?
I feel like
or-
there's a reason that's kind of green. Money. There's just, they must have to.
Split
yeah, but
up the money
if money's
between
the
times.
reason, then that's a terrible reason, because I don't see them making a lot of money on these right now. Like, there's
Well,
zero going on with these characters. You didn't even make one of these a con exclusive. You've only made one an exclusive, and that's to Target, which is fine. Like, Target should have good exclusives.
yeah, and I think that's a good exclusive. I think that's the best one out of these. That should be an exclusive. I think it makes sense. I think,
for sure.
I don't know. I think this is just, unfortunately for me, I don't really like the way that this goes now, but it's just kind of Funko's model now. Like, We don't get like lines that only have 3 or 6 pops. We're getting like a show like this. Like this is just a like one season of a show, and you got 20 pops probably. Like I don't love that because I think it starts to now collectors as a like where are these going to fit in my collection? I don't know. I don't think that they can because I'm not going to get like all of them. I'm going to get maybe one of them or two of them.
Well, you
And
then
does
have
the
to
person have to decide, well, Ahsoka is my favorite show ever, so I'm going to get 20 from there? I think that they just pump everything out, and somebody's going to like something from these now, and they're okay with just that kind of model, I think.
Well, I'm also wondering if these companies like Funko, Hasbro, whatever, like any company that makes toys or collectibles, I wonder if they're starting to scramble a little bit in terms of like the big blockbuster shows and releases, because Lucasfilm and Disney announced that they're only going to be releasing one Star Wars show moving forward starting next year. So you're only going to have, you know, one season of The Mandalorian or one season of Obi-Wan or, you know, whatever it is. There's only going to be one show. And Marvel said something similar where they're cutting back and they actually want most of their releases now back in the theaters. So we might be seeing a phase out of Disney Plus shows altogether. I'm sure they'll still put some stuff together
There'll have
to
to be
keep the
some
catalog
Disney
fresh,
Plus
but
going.
it might be for other things. So it might not be Star Wars related or, you know, main MCU. So with that being said, that's less opportunities for Funko to release pops. So does that force them like, hey, we only have one season of a show to work off of. We're going to make 40 or 50 pops from that show because we have to.
Could be. I mean, I don't like that, but I get it. I mean, I understand it.
I
It's
think
not the way I
too,
like
like
to collect.
I think what you'll see on Disney Plus a lot more, and we've already seen a lot of it, is more the animated or cartoon style spin-off shows too, because it's probably cheaper for them to really make overall and put together. But I think that's what you're going to start seeing a lot more of on Disney Plus as well too. It's easier to do a shorter series of it and have different ones, and you know, you don't have to worry about the actors aging out, you know, or anything like, oh, we can't make this for 2 or 3 years. Oh, this person looks like, you know, now they're 14, now they look like 25. So
Well, on the bright side here, I think this wave is fantastic. I think if you don't
Great.
have an overwhelming amount of Ahsokas in your collection, I'm definitely going to be grabbing the Ahsoka. Sabine is okay. I think it's cool. It's different, though. She's got the lightsaber. Anakin looks very similar to a lot of other Anakins we got, but I think his presence in that show was really cool to see. So that alone might make that enough of a buy for so many people. Ezra with the, you know, unmasked with the Night Trooper, was kind of hoping he would be holding the helmet. I thought that would be kind of a cool touch.
Yeah.
But I still love it, still need it. And I think the only one I'm not gonna get for sure is the regular Ezra right there with his lightsaber, just because I think it would have been more of a better choice if it was actually Ezra in that moment where he's actually using the Force with his hands to defend himself
it could still come
against Shin Hati when she was trying to fight him. Like, that to me is more of a moment that I feel like should be captured from the show, aside from him just standing there with his lightsaber.
But I don't think they could have used the same head mold if they did that. So
true. Yeah, very
you
true.
know what I mean?
Very true. Yeah, I'm being very nitpicky, but overall, this is a very good way.
I get it. No, it's a good. I like it. I like it. It's just it is a lot. It's a lot for one TV show.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Oh yeah, I could do a 2-pack. That'd be cool. Vito P Poppin, what's going on? And Steven, yes, unfortunately the Kylo Ren is the Kylo Ren is so bad. I don't know what they're doing for NYCC. Yeah, they named it. My best guess is that they just named it incorrectly because whoever's in charge of marketing the Funko Star Wars exclusives just doesn't know Star Wars very well.
Yeah, but again, Disney's got to approve that. I don't know if Disney knows Star Wars as much as they should.
Then it slipped through Disney's cracks,
right?
Because nobody's really thinking about Kylo Ren. They're like, oh, Supreme Leader. Yeah, whatever. Nobody cares. No one's
Slap it on that box. Let's go.
Yeah, so it's bad that we're getting a Kylo Ren to begin with. Unfortunately, the Kylo Ren does look pretty cool. So if you don't have one, it's a good mold. It's a great looking figure. But yeah, the box will be inaccurate, and it's just a bummer that that is the character that took up the one NYCC slot for this year. So
How
I
about
love
some
these.
unique Disney?
I like that they did
Good
something. You know what I
take.
mean? This is just something completely
Something
different.
totally different. Some classic Disney, this kind of black and white kind of art style, I
these
guess.
look like
It's like sketch style.
DIY in a way.
A little bit. It's more like almost like
I think it's a lot
a
better than
sketch.
DIY because I don't
Yeah.
think I could DIY it this
No,
way.
no, I'm just saying, like, it makes, like, when I first saw it, like, I just like picture like coloring it in, but I get what they're going for. It's very cool.
I think
Yeah,
it's
I
an
love this. I
interesting.
love this set.
How much do you think they'll do like this?
All of them, everything,
Yeah, everything.
everything.
Everything. Yeah, yeah.
This is phase 1 of 52 phases that to come. You know, but I mean, seriously, these, I don't know. Like, I like that this is completely different. I like that they tried different stuff because, listen, how many Snow Whites are you gonna have? How many Dumbos are you gonna have? I think every once in a while, like I said it with speaking of Kylo Ren and like Darth Maul and all that stuff, like the bronze statue look, I like that too. Now it looks like they're gonna go crazy with those as well, but I kind of like those. I like that it's different, and I see these like being an out of the box type of thing more than this. But I like it. I like that this. I like that they do stuff like this every once in a while. I'm okay with it.
Different is always good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this hasn't even touched like some of the main Disney characters yet. So
No, I feel like we're
Like,
gonna
we-
see a whole lot. And
yeah,
honestly, the way that I've been kind of rolling with some of this stuff now, because I just think that I got a whole thing with, I think, just the way they're going to go going forward. Most of this stuff is going to become so simple and easy to find, and you're going to be able to get stuff for, whatever. The exclusives are pretty much the only thing I'd pick up on a new line like this. And then I'm going to decide, you know what I mean? Because I've gone too much the other way where I'll pick up a full run of things and then it's like, it becomes overwhelming, or you decide to do something different. Maybe you're just going to get the Pinocchio characters that are black and white, or just get the Bambi or Bambi characters or something like that. So, I might pick up Alice, and I don't know, maybe Pinocchio, but well, maybe Dumbo too. But other than that, yeah, I mean, I like these though. I like that they're trying something different.
yeah. I think they did a good job with these, and I actually like some of the different Marvel ones they've done. Kind of this like art style and stuff like that. They didn't do them like black and white like this, but that
Yeah.
kind of idea of like it's more of a comic book style. They did some of some of the Star Wars like that as well too. I think it's a kind of unique look, and it depends on the character what one looks really well with it and what one fits it. But yeah, I think these will be neat, and be neat to see what else they come out with. And like I like, because sometimes you don't need to be a Disney completionist, but you may like. I love the Mickeys, I love the Goofies,
Right.
I love whoever, Donald, whatever you want to go after.
This is the line though that, like, if I worked for Funko, this is the perfect line that I would use to like mess with people. Like, I would drop like a 500 piece sketch Peter Pan at San Diego.
You want that
Comic-Con.
so bad, John.
I do. Like, you gotta, because then people will be like, I have Tinkerbell and I gotta try to get this Peter Pan. Like, Funko does like things really well like this, where they come up with unique designs for certain characters or for certain lines. Like, just play with it. Like, just have fun. Like,
I think
exactly what they're doing with the Funko Fusion line. Just do it.
I think moving forward, that's really what they should be because what's going to end up happening, I just kind of alluded to it, but I think that they are just going to overproduce all this other stuff so much now that really it's going to be the NFTs, and the NFTs, if they keep pumping these out multiple times a month, and I think that those are the ones that are still going to hold value down the road. I think most of the stuff that we're looking at now, if you're collecting for value, I don't think that most of the stuff that we're looking at anymore is going to be stuff that you're going to keep for value. You're going to keep because you really enjoy it. But I think that what you're saying, John, to double down on that, like, I'd like to see them even do that more. Like, every con you have, like you just said, pick one of these lines that you've released stuff in, and do a couple thousand piece. You've already got the mold. You're just changing the color. It's something that would be pretty easy to do. Like you said, it'd be pretty easy to do. And I think that makes it, it makes the whole line become a little bit more collectible then, because now you're going over after the limited one, you'll be able to pick up these other ones to kind of fill in your collection for what I think is going to be relatively inexpensive at some point. So I think that it's definitely what they should do. Keep going with the NFTs, keep those kind of as that's really going to end up being the premium product, unfortunately, going forward, I think. And then we got to see some more con stuff to get people excited about different lines, whether it be.
They could even, there's two other ways that they could do it, like right off the top of my head, where they could do things. So the first thing that I think they need to lean more into is going the gift with purchase route. And they did it with the this pop, they only had available for what, like 2 days, the Torchbearer Freddy. Like you had to spend like $100 and it was only on that like one weekend, right? And I think this pop is like holding pretty well at like $50-$60 because there wasn't that many people who got it. So they could go that route too, and they could say, hey, in honor of Winnie the Pooh's anniversary this week, pick a number, whatever anniversary it is, we're gonna have a 2,500 piece sketch style Eeyore that the first 2,500 people that spend $50 on the Funko shop on anything, you get this 2,500 piece Eeyore. And if you make things like that where like you can't necessarily buy it, but then you're kind of creating hype, and then Funko would make money because it's like, all right, you just sold 2,500 $50 orders that you probably weren't going to sell, or maybe you weren't going to sell that day, and you're giving those people an item that's going to create hype.
What they got to do though is they got to do what you just said though, and then stick to that, because like what they did with the Venom, that glow in the dark Venom that you had to get in the mystery box, and then you found them everywhere, and then they sent them to the discount stores. Those are the things that they have to clean up. They got to clean that stuff up. Like that can't just keep happening. Like you just said, Jen, like this Freddy holds a good value. I don't want to see like 1,000 of them spread out into different stores then down the road, or have it become available in a different way. Just stick to those things, and I think that people will be fine with it. I think that's they got to make the collecting part of it kind of part of it again, because the collecting part of it starts to lose its luster a little bit when you just get like Funko Shop. I said in our video today, if you guys watch our video today, they had the big anime restock. I don't want to see Funko Shop exclusives restock 2 years after the fact. I mean, it benefited me because I was able to get this stuff for retail. I don't like it personally. I just do not. That's got to feel special. For me, I think it's just part of it. Like it's got to feel special that the Funko Shop drops are that way, and they've taken kind of that out of it, which I think is just not smart. You're producing all these commons, which are fine. Even some of the retailer exclusives, I'm sure we'll talk about it tonight too. Some of those that restock, I hate that. I mean, because it's not collectible anymore then.
Well, that's the difference. Like Funko as a company, like, are you trying to create collectors and collectors?
I don't think that they are.
Like, they should be though, because
I 100% agree with you. I mean, that's why we're here.
The people that they're kind of forcing us to turn into as consumers. If you can just buy everything, that's not a collector. That's just being a consumer.
It's not a collectible either, as far as I'm concerned.
Right. Well, that's the whole point. Like, if you just put everything on the Funko Shop and everything's like common and super easy to get, well, then where's the fun in that? That's not a collectible. That's just like, oh, I just buy Funko products. If you collect something, it means that some stuff is limited. Some stuff has a story. Some stuff has, different levels. Oh, I could only get that exclusive to this event. Oh, I could only get this if I bought this on this certain day at this threshold. Like, that's what adds value to the company and the hobby as a whole.
So one of the things, though, a great example is that torch-bearing Freddy, right, that you have. There's no number on that. It would have done a lot better if they put even a 5,000 piece number on that.
Right.
They didn't put any number on it. Is it going to become like the birthday Freddy, the 25th anniversary of Freddy, where you now see him at all the stores because not enough people? I mean, I didn't get one. I didn't have I didn't see $100 worth of stuff I wanted at that time to buy it. Like I was like, and other stuff, I was like, well, go on sale. Do I need the and there wasn't anything at that moment. Like if they had the restock of the anime and chance at chases and stuff like that, I probably would have bought enough to get that, you know, that kind of thing. But there wasn't anything at that time that got me like hyped up to see it. But then you get stuff like this. This is where they do smart. This pop would not normally sell out.
No, for sure.
Mortal Kombat 1, Melina, it would not have sold out. But it's a 5,000 piece pop. It didn't sell out instantly, which is not a surprise. But
that's not a surprise.
Out, which is actually a little bit of a surprise. And the sticker actually has it on there. I'm surprised they didn't move to their new sticker, maybe because that's after New York.
What was the other 5,000 piece recently that was a surprise that sold out? Was it a Care Bear?
Yeah, it was Care Bear. It was the Gilman. But see, that is where I feel like, listen, for me, I would like to see all the Funko Shop drops, all the Funko Shop exclusives, not the drops, all the Funko Shop exclusives go to a limited piece, meaning that people feel confident that these are not going to restock at a later date, because that really it does kind of kill the part of collecting. Is like we've all done it over the last 4, 5, 6 years. You buy one that you're going to squirrel away for a little bit, you're going to see how it does, but those things are just going to really be meaningless. I mean, I've got pops that I've saved for multiple years. I still have it Spider-Man t-shirt bundle. I'm almost positive I never opened mine. Like, what's the point of keeping that anymore? You know what I mean?
Well,
like, and I didn't flip it. I didn't want to flip it. I always just kind of kept it because I wasn't sure if I ever wanted to open it or not. And I could have made money on it at some point, but what was the better thing about that one right now is the other one is not a t-shirt bundle. So I know you don't even have to get suckered into the $30 that you had to pay before.
I feel like most people didn't even know there was a pop in there, to be honest, because there was no window. That was
I know. Why did I not open that one?
That one was going for a good $100.
$100. Yeah, it was probably $100 plus.
Not that long ago. Like,
it was a very sought after piece for a while.
Do you think is the SKU at all anything on it different? Is there a JJL sticker like number different? Like, of course,
it has a different production date. I'm almost 99% positive that it's got a different production date on it.
I mean, a sealed one will still go for more. I think the sealed one with the shirt. It's a great shirt, actually.
Yeah, I know.
Shirt too. I mean, the other one is the Eddie Brock. Wasn't that the other one?
Yeah,
that was the big one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and Omega. Like, do you know Omega, how hard I've had to find a friggin' Omega to finally add that one, and now to see it what was the point of me hunting for it?
No. So I'm glad you brought that up, because a couple people messaged me, they're upset about the Omega restock.
I am upset.
Don't be upset though.
Okay, tell me why. Talk me off the ledge, John. Talk me off the ledge.
Don't be too upset, because we don't know. Like, we talk about these restocks, right? And we never know how many items are actually restocked. We don't know. Like, we just see the one picture
probably a billion.
Posted. Well, hear me out on this. I'm sure some are more frequent than others. Like, I'm sure, we don't, but here's the thing. We'll never know. Like, did they dump 100 Omegas back onto the market, or did they dump 100,000?
This is a complete reset. Listen, I saw Mason's video today. He went to several Targets, and several of them had the Omega, and he's in Utah. And I'm not saying that Utah's whatever, but
Utah's a special state when it comes to Funko.
Yeah, they kill it, man. I tell you what, they're close to the West.
They get a lot of
stuff out there.
Cheap.
But I have a feeling look, here's another. They didn't drop 100. There's probably 100,000 of these coming to every Target near you.
Well, not our Target, because I went to 3 Targets today and they had none.
No Omegas.
So no, they had nothing. They had none of the restocks. They had no turtle pops, and I asked
they're not getting anything then.
And he had no idea what I was talking about. But here's the thing with Omega.
So it's like it's always been.
I can't speak to every single pop that gets restocked. However, I can speak to Star Wars, especially this character in particular. This is the only Omega that Funko's ever made.
I know, that's why I'm bothered by it.
Yeah, this is a pop that was selling pre-restock for $45 to $50 all day. There is a strong possibility that Funko never makes another Omega pop, because if she does not show up again in any sort of Star Wars content, why would they? They prove to us that they are kind of against Star Wars collectors right now, in my opinion. They didn't make any pops for Bad Batch Season 2. They didn't make any pops for Bad Batch Season 3. So unless Omega shows up again, let's say in live action form in the Mandalorian movie in 2026, then they have another opportunity to make her, but they're never going to make another young Omega.
No,
so
probably never another. But still, like even with that,
so my point is, at the very least, if you are a diehard Star Wars fan, if you're a Bad Batch fan, this is the only Omega that you have to get for your collection.
That's why it's collectible, and that's why it was a little bit valuable.
And that's also why I think Funko saw the opportunity to dump it in the market. And that's why I'm also convinced now that people at Funko are paying attention to what is selling on the aftermarket. Because if they were to come out with another Thrawn or another let's say another Darth Vader, nobody would care. Like if they restock some of those other characters, nobody would care. But this is a character that's a little niche, lesser known, and there's only one of her. But I think they started to see that she was selling pretty well. And
but you're hitting the nail on the head. What 100% what is going to be wrong with Funko going forward? Unfortunately, they know that Eddie Brock is still valuable. They know Omega is still somewhat valuable, and they know that Spider-Man Blacklight is somewhat available. What did they restock? Those three. That is a huge, gigantic problem, though.
It's a problem, but it's not something that's unique to Funko. A lot of companies.
No. Listen, a lot of companies are unfortunately
they're flooding the market with the stuff that already does well. Like that's the problem right now, and the companies don't realize it. That they're
killing the collectability, though.
Well, not only that, but like every time they do this, they're shortening their own company's lifespan by.
Okay. Well, then we're on the same wavelength.
No, we're on the same page 100%. And it's honestly, it's easy money today.
Yes.
But a year from now, when you can't pay your bills and you don't have enough people supporting you, you can come back to moments like this. You need to leave.
We're on the exact same wavelength then.
We are. You need to leave stuff alone. And as
they've been doing this for a long time, John.
They have.
They should have just left alone, because a year from now, this could have been a $75 pop. Maybe 2 years from now, it would have been like an $80 or $90 pop.
They could still release it. I mean, that's the whole point of like, they don't vault it. They can release it. And what they do is, it's probably more likely, okay, Target, hey, do you want to buy another 30,000 of these units and let's get this out there? They've been doing that. I mean, the great restocks of Hot Topic 2020. Think of those pops. And none of them were vaulted. But no one thought those pops would come back. $100 Andy Dwyer pop, right? It was about $100, 85 to 100.
The Parks and Rec one? The Burt Macklin?
Oh, Burt Macklin one.
You could go through
a Hot Topic
plethora of the restocks with them.
Like, yeah.
Well, they beat. Okay, you know what was a cool pop? If we're talking about restocks, you know what was a cool pop that like was withstanding the restocks for a while? That Stitch, Scrumph, and Angel 3.
Yeah.
They were restocking that. It was literally like $100 pop. They would restock it. It would go down to like 60 and then slowly go back up. And it's like, as soon as it hit $100 again, it was like, boom, they would restock it again. That thing had so much demand. It was fighting off the restock market.
The blue Venom pop restocked 1 million times.
So anyway, the point is, if Funko is listening, or if somebody connected to Funko is listening, like, you guys need to leave this stuff alone. Because on the flip side, like, let this Omega be a $50 pop. Who cares? You have so much ample opportunity to come out with a fresh version of her. And guess what people are going to do? They're going to go out and buy that. And heck, they might go out and buy the older one on the secondary market too. And then they might realize, oh, I kind of want to get some other Bad Batch pops. Like, they need to stop going for the low-hanging fruit and realize that you need to let certain items on the aftermarket be valuable. And I've seen a lot of talk recently that like people are upset apparently at Funko that some of the resellers are doing well and some of these secondary companies are doing well. Well, guess what? Like, you need people on the secondary market to do well, because they are adding hype and collectability to your company. So if your sole mission is to put those companies, those small family business retailers, those flippers on whatnot, those all those other people that resell Funko Pops out of business because you want all the money, it's not going to work. It's going to blow up in your face.
Yeah, for me, like I said, and that's kind of why I said what I said towards the beginning. I mean, unless it has a number on it, it's going to start getting to the point where, listen, if you love it, you're going to go out and pick it up. And I don't collect 100% for value. Some of my favorite pops that I have in my collection are, retail. They're worth retail. And some of them aren't even worth that. I was blown away by the Myth Pop that we pulled in today's video. $15, it's at retail. And it was such a fun line to collect. And I don't have a problem with pops not being valuable, but I don't like seeing them go after listen, they're a company that's got to make business or money. I totally get it.
Fine.
Yeah, I totally get it. I like
the stock's going up. They're selling a lot of stuff.
It's going up because of stuff like this, which is good. But I think as for the longevity thing, I think that's why the NFTs are having those numbers. I think that's why they're starting to bring back some of these lower numbers to the cons as well. So I think it's gonna just be different. I think collecting is gonna be a lot different moving forward, and it already is. I mean, you don't have to go hunt stuff the way that you used to. The hunts have become a lot different. But I think that it's going to change probably a little bit even more, and it's just going to make some of these things just, kind of what it is. It's just going to be worth retail and less than retail, and they'll restock the death out of stuff. I would like to see them vault stuff quicker. Not everything, because go make your money on this stuff. I get it. But there are things that they should leave alone. Like Omega, for me, more than the Spider-Man and more than Eddie Brock, Omega for me, that should have. It's a fringe character, a great character, but a fringe character that 100% should have been left alone, because it just doesn't make sense to put that back out there. But I get it. They're a business. They got to make money. I'm not going to hate them for it. It's just it's not what I'd like to see. Same with what I said with the Funko Shop restock. I just have an issue with it.
I'll be curious. So I know you opened one recently, a couple of those EQL Funko mystery boxes.
Yeah, we did.
I opened a couple in a video coming up. We recorded, so we'll open a couple as well too. One of the things with those, they're supposed to be the vaulted or nearly vaulted, time to vault. So is that kind of a good idea of some of those are, in the last year about out, and they're not all con. I get con exclusive.
No, we pulled a Target pop that.
But there's a couple Target. There's a couple other. So
I hope that's the case.
I'm curious if those will we need to look at those in a couple months and see if they actually vault them.
Yeah.
Are they going to go in the vault and stay in the vault? The con one should be vaulted right after the con.
I agree.
It's done. You vault it. You're not going to make it again. Anything, all the NFTs, all the things that are numbered, those kind of things you got right away. Things like this, though, necessarily might not. We got a bunch of Target exclusives here. Sonic with the little buddy pop sold out.
I love that.
That one.
I love that.
Great, absolutely fantastic Sonic.
All the pre-orders for the Ninja Turtles, with Bullseye and the Ninja Turtle kind of releases have the pre-orders have all sold out. They've done pretty well in the stores, I think, as well too. They're cute, they're fun, they're different. But should these things be vaulted after they sell out in the store, or can they 3 months later decide to do some more?
I think we can kind of debate, go back and forth over vaulting. The problem is we don't have a definition of what vaulting currently means from Funko. And let's see. So as far as we know, the new lady who took over Funko, she took over from Mike as of July, around that time.
Well, not from Mike, but
I'm just saying, just saying from Mike. Mike is a figurehead, right? I'm just saying she's now in charge of Funko as per July, right? I think it would be in her best interest, and I will go on record saying that I think she needs to do this. I think we need to have like some sort of, it could be something as a 2-minute interview or like a 2-minute video or like an hour live stream where she gets in front of the camera, introduce yourself, tell us who you are, and give us a state of Funko. And I think it should be something that's done almost like biannually, like twice a year. Like, come out in front of your consumer base, in front of your collectors, in front of the people that are paying your bills and keeping the lights on and paying your salary, and answer some questions. And I think a big question that people are always asking and wondering is about vaulting.
Yeah.
And if she can provide that definition, because I'm sure that definition of the word vaulted has been flexed and tweaked and changed so many times throughout the years. What does it mean right here in 2024? Or if she comes out and, you know, does some sort of communication with us beginning of 2025, like, come out, answer some of these questions, tell us who you are, so we know what's going on with the company.
Yeah, I literally, Jem, me and you're like, we're mind melding tonight. I was going to say the same thing. I don't care if it's the CEO or not. I would love to have some kind of a person that's kind of like the go-between. It's still, you know, and maybe they don't look at themselves as a collectible company anymore, and they just look at themselves as a toy company, and they're just going to re-release stuff and do whatever they want, which, you know, that's fine. That's their prerogative. You know, obviously who are we to say what they can or can't do? But I think to go a long way to just appease everybody.
We spend a lot of money collectively
100%.
as the community, so I think we deserve at least a little say in
That's
the
why exactly what I was going to say. There should be very clear guidelines on some of this stuff. Other stuff that they want to leave open-ended, and, you know, I don't know exactly how like, I would love to brainstorm with somebody and like put some ideas down that I think you make everybody happy, including their shareholders that want to restock certain things that are hot and want to keep on doing that. But there should be certain things that are off limits that we as collectors and consumers know that, okay, this is safe from, you know, we're spending our money on it and we know what we're getting into. I think this would do good for them too. Like, if you know that a Funko shop is exclusive is not going to restock, you're going to be more apt to go after it quickly. If you know it's limited, there's people that'll pick it up just because it's limited. You'll sell those quicker. And I get that they want to just be able to do, you know, just keep it open-ended and do it as much as they want. I just feel like there should be certain things that are left off that table. And then when they decide to vault something, it's not vaulted if we put a different ring around a box or if we put a color around this. Like, I'd like to have them, you know, whatever their definition of vault means, we all understand that. We kind of have like a timeline in our heads, or just some kind of idea of, you know, what they're going to do with certain things.
Did you guys get to talk about this Freddy last week?
No, we didn't.
Well, before we jump into this, there's a couple good comments in the chat here, and I've seen this comment now twice at least tonight. So Pop Scotch says, "Aren't you only helping Funko from buying from them? Surely anything on the secondary market does nothing for them," and that is also mostly true.
Yeah.
However, in order for any collectible especially, but for any product to succeed long term, you have to have a healthy aftermarket that you don't meddle in, unless Funko, if you do want a piece of the secondary market, if you are concerned and you're seeing all these values for pops get out of control post-pandemic and you're like, man, we're not making any money from this, then you need to step outside of your usual business model and you need to make your own eBay, make your own Whatnot, make your own Macari, make your own buying and selling platform exclusively. You know, you market it to collectors like, hey, this is a buying and selling live auction, video auction, you know, just regular buying and sell listing kind of platform. And then you offer some sort of incentive. So maybe you offer lower selling fees on there, but then you get 50 cents from every sale, or you get 1% from every sale. Then you would be making money off the secondary market. But Funko also makes money off of the secondary market in different ways that people don't realize. You know, how many, trying to think of like a good example, but like all these pops that are sold on the secondary market, like how many times are they bought by people that have never purchased a pop before? Like somebody, like there's indirect ways that Funko is making money on the secondary market. If somebody goes onto Whatnot, for example, buys their very first Funko Pop, just because they walk into an auction, they see that it's cool. don't you think now they have a very strong chance at possibly going to Funko's website and buying something just because they're curious now? A week ago, they had no idea what Funko was. Now they have a pop in their hand. They're more curious about the company. We got New York Comic Con next week. What if now they're going to buy a couple pops from the website during the drop? They've just technically made money from the secondary market thanks to the platform that introduced them to Funko.
For me, I think the way that they attract a lot of people into the hobby of collecting. Listen, I don't know what they know their business better than I know their business. Obviously, they have consumers that they go to that are just picking up something for their grandchild or daughter or son that likes whatever, and they're just picking these things up. They also have collectors like us that are lunatics that have them all over our walls and do that kind of thing. I don't know what portion we make up of that, but I think what it is, at the end of the day, they are a business. They got to sell as much stuff as possible, but I think they can have both. I think they could have their cake and eat it too, because I think they have been. These common releases, especially over the last 4 years, I'm assuming some of them are selling. Yes, a lot of stuff ends up at discount stores and that kind of thing. Like every company has, like every company gets rid of inventory and that kind of thing. But what I was going to say, I'd lost my train of thought for a second. For as far as the secondary market, no, they do not get anything on the secondary market, which I totally agree. And they want to get kind of that secondary piece of the pie. But I think what you said, John, sometimes people's first foray into the Funko collector sphere is they buy a pop at retail that's $15 on the shelf, and they're able to find it, and they go home and they're like, they do a little research. Wow, this thing's worth $30 now. I've only had it for a month and it's doubled in price. I'm going to pick up another one. I'm going to see what, and then they're like, wow, this one went up triple the amount. When you start to get people that pick one up for 15 and like 2 months from now, it's only worth 5. That's not super exciting. And you're not going to get the same kind of collector. You're not going to have the fanatic that becomes really invested, because unfortunately, yes, there are people that collect just for the sake of the hobby, but there's not going to be people that are lining walls and doing that kind of thing if they hold no value whatsoever. Is in my opinion. I don't think that you do. I think you kind of have to have both.
I think the great thing about Funko compared to many other like bigger collectibles versus like actually just getting something like a toy, if you want to call it a toy, if you want to call it whatever, is the price point. It's $15 or less for most people to get one, and that is a price point that is hard to beat in most other industries. Like, I mean, you're even looking at like the little mini brand things. How much are those? Like the little tiny mini brand toys that you're buying. Like you're looking at those are 10 to $15 alone too. You're looking at a Star Wars figure or something else. And as you're going through some of these, like they keep going up in value. Of course, you look at a Lego set. Lego sets, there are the cheap ones that you can get into a Lego for $30, but also there's the $500 or $800 set too that's staring in your face that you'd love to have, but you can't afford. So it's like that's one of the great things I think that most of us probably got into Funko. We didn't buy a $100 pop. The first pop we bought probably was a retail $9.99 or $12.99 or something like that pop that we got. That was something that was a movie we liked, a show we liked, a cartoon, an anime we liked, whatever it is. That's how they get people in, and I think that also is how people buy so many of them. I think at the beginning too, and like that cheaper side, I think has helped them a lot. Bad thing about like I would say too is Aftermarket does help them because the Omega Pop right now, right? They re-released it. It's sold out. It's sold out. It was gone for a while. It's going for what, $45 to $50 online, somewhere around that.
Somewhere around. I mean, now probably less.
Yeah.
Probably like
now people are grabbing them and getting them, and of course they're selling them. Eventually, it might go back. Still, it might not be a $50 pop, but it might be a $30 pop or something like that. And I think, but also, how many people? It's going to be the opposite side. How many people are going to go buy 10 of them now because it is a $40 thing, thinking I can sell these and get some money off of these? And
I'll give you a perfect example, and this is something that I've
seen it
incredibly disappointed with on the community side is, and you bring up a great point with Lego, right? And the biggest greatest example of like a company making sure they get a piece of the secondary market is Lego. So Lego bought a website called Bricklink in 2018. Bricklink is a website where you can buy individual pieces, minifigs, open sets, sealed sets from regular sellers, regular people who just have little anything from like a couple shelves and drawers in their garage to people that have like basically a retail size space that's dedicated to just selling pieces online. Lego bought it, and they make a percentage off of every single sale from that website. So they are 100% profiting off of the secondary market. And that's why I think like if Funko wants to do something like that, unfortunately, there is really no like Bricklink Funko equivalent. It's not like Whatnot is just Funko. Whatnot sells all kinds of different items. Macari
indirectly, eBay does they hold a good part of Funko, and they do sell a lot of Funko Pops on eBay.
True, and they partnered with eBay, and I actually thought that was going to be the purpose of the partnership, was that they were going to make a percentage off of every Funko sale that happened on eBay. But I guess that
I think they really tried that with those weird like eBay exclusive ones that ended up being on the Funko shop shortly afterwards.
Yeah,
I think they kind of tried to do something where it was like part of the shop, and then they realized it really was just better to sell them on the Funko shop. I think in general, like I think the bad part of that though, John, is then they can control the market. They can put out 5,000 Omegas right now, and they sell out Target, and they start going for $50 right off the Eddie, for example. Eddie from Stranger Things. No one thought of that character. No one knew of that character. It was out before the show was out. No one knew of what he was to the Stranger Things world. Then everyone wanted him, and then it eventually did restock, and you saw him available and stuff like that. But he was going for I sold one for over $100. I remember selling. I had it at a show, and I had the price on it, whatever it was said it was going for, and someone wanted to buy it. Now, if you look at it, it's what, $30 or something, maybe something like that. But it's that kind of craziness that has happened that they could then kind of control and flex that market, which would be a bad thing too as well, because they could be like, okay, well, we'll do this. We'll have people sell it for a really high price, and that. I mean,
I wouldn't want to see that. I don't think. It's a slippery slope.
The NFTs can do that too. Like
it's good and it's bad.
They could control that market.
My point that I was going to is Funko and the community that we have is got to be the most unique community, both good and bad. We have exceptionally good people that I consider very close friends, family members, and then you have other people that I kind of question their logic sometimes. And I'll give you guys a perfect example. So a couple weeks ago, I hate to bring it up, but it's just unfortunately something that's just affected me very closely. The Marshalls issue with the social media Freddy. Everybody was like, oh God, Funko's in the toilet. They're sending all their stuff to Marshalls and Ross and all these discount stores, right? I cannot tell you how many people reached out to me trying to sell me either an open common social media Freddy soda, a sealed one, or the Chase. And it was so funny because all these people who were saying like, oh, Funko's going down. Like, look, they're selling this highly exclusive item at a discount store. And then some of these exact same people, like I literally matched them up to the comments that were made on Dish Tracker's post and Funko News Canada. I started to see those same people roll into our DMs, roll into our emails and everything. And they're like, hey, John, hey, Joanna, hey, Slapshotpops, we love your channel. You guys are amazing. I would love to sell you this soda. And not one person, not one, wanted to sell that soda for a reasonable price. And when I say reasonable price,
You're not saying retail.
No, I'm not saying retail. But
I know that.
Nobody would even sell it for below the PPG at the time,
Yeah.
which hadn't been changed yet, mind you, hadn't been changed. However, so I just found it so funny, like, oh, Funko's in the toilet, yet you immediately left your couch, ran over to the store, you bought it, and now you want to sell it for top dollar. So it doesn't have value, and the
Weird,
company's
right?
going downhill when you don't have something. But when you have something in hand that is desirable and limited and very sought after, all of a sudden, this is the most expensive item. Man, you can't get this anywhere else. You got to buy it from me. I love you. What's your PayPal, Venmo, Cash App? Let's make this happen. And I was like, and I'm looking at Joanna, and I'm like, this is the most bizarre community in the world, man.
Yeah.
People are just upset until they have something in hand. And when they have something that's hot, a lot of people unfortunately look to take advantage, and that's a real bummer.
Yeah, and I think one of the things, you know, with this kind of thing, it just made no sense how those sold even at a retail store for $30. Like, it's so weird that they even had a weird high price point on them. I think that was such a strange thing, and we've talked about this already.
I even brought it up with one guy because he's like, oh, I'm just looking to get rid of it right away. I was like, okay, I'll give you $30 plus shipping. And he was like, oh my God, that's insulting. I was like, well, you said you just wanted to get rid of it. Why'd you go to the store and buy it if you want to get rid of it? And that was another reason why I was so upset. Why did everybody
make a quick buck? He didn't.
Yeah, everybody just ran to the store to try to make a quick buck. I think I only saw like 2 or 3 people actually go to the store and be like, oh my God, I wanted one of these for my collection. I'm so excited that I got it. I couldn't tell you how many people were trying to sell it and flip it and everything. And it was just like this, but this is what Funko has created. And unfortunately, this is the hype that carries the community more often than not.
Any collectible. I mean, we see
it with I mean, that's anything that's worth
baseball cards, basketball cards, you know, all those kind of things. I mean, I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw the price yesterday of the Topps Wimby pack. The packs that they were selling from Topps. Guess how much they were each? Did you see that post I made? I don't know if you saw the story or not. So they're doing their exclusive packs, $8,000 for retail each. Now, how much will these go? And I thought it was hilarious. It had limit 25. Limit 25. But you know, the EQL system to get them and everything like that, which made sense, but I had no idea they would be going for $8,000. I just was curious to look to see what they were going for. And I saw that price earlier on with something else, but they never announced it, which I thought was weird too. But then they had it, and it was just like stuff like that is just insane. Like, retailers know they can make money off of certain crazy hype of stuff. You know, they could do it if they do it the right way. I mean, I'm sure they had no problem selling those out. I'm sure they had no problem, you know, getting people to pay. And I'm sure people will actually invest and make money off of them if they sell them right away and sell them right and those kind of things. Until like the 1 or 2 really high value cards that everyone wants are gone. But it's always interesting to see like the different markets like that. Like, I always kind of watch, you know, some of the different collectibles and how they're going and what's going on with them. And I think, you know, as we go through, I don't know. I think Funko is both. I think Funko is a toy company and a collectible company.
Yeah, that's
I think they have to keep that. And they have to keep things like this. This is a great example, right?
Yeah, sorry to derail the conversation. This is a fun example. Beautiful Freddy right here.
I mean, this is a cool Freddy. It's an exclusive. You can only get it through Funko. You know, you can't just go buy it through the regular Funko shop and get it. You know, so it holds a little bit of a, you know, one thing they're missing on this is a number. They should have put a number on this somehow, some way. I don't care if it's 10,000, 5,000, whatever. They should put something on these. But it's a great example. It's a cool Freddy. It's a great design. Man, that thing must really go to the top of that box, though.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. When I first saw it, I thought it didn't have a crown at all.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. It's unique. He doesn't have a crown." But they really must have.
I like they fit that in there.
Yeah,
get it on there.
So
really fun.
So Sam says, he says the sports card community is 100 times more horrible than the Funko community can be.
Yeah.
And my example is that I just gave with the social media Freddy, Soda, and Marshalls. That was really like one of only a handful of times that I've truly been disappointed with this community. This community as a whole is really special in the fact that a majority of people are actual, genuine, amazing human beings that look out for one another. It's just sometimes you have those instances of people that really do take advantage. And Joanna and I can see right through it. Like, it's so funny. Like, and I know it happens to you and you as well, Josh. Like, I can just tell when I get a message from somebody that like just started following us, or we get an email from somebody that says like, "Hey, love your channel." Like 9 times out of 10, they just want something. They don't actually follow the channel. They don't actually know who we are. Like, some dude messaged me and he was like trying to tell me about Freddy Funko. He's like, Freddy's the mascot of the company. Like, this is such a great soda. Like,
No,
you
you
need to
don't
get it.
understand.
And I egged him on a little bit. I was like, really? I've never heard of Freddy. Like, that's awesome. Yeah, I might need to grab this because, like, dude, you obviously don't watch my channel, because if you would have watched 30 seconds, if not less, you would know that Freddy's a pretty big deal when it comes to what I enjoy collecting. So, no, this community overall is amazing. You have those people that are just in it for the money and the quick buck. And unfortunately, you will never get the same satisfaction that you will get as being a true member of the community and enjoying all the great people and everything that this community has to offer if you are just in it to try to make a quick buck. And if you're here to try to make a quick buck, like, go for it. I mean, there's opportunity.
Yeah, I think that's fine too.
To be had. It's
Right.
just you're not going to be accepted into the same circles. You're not going to get the same level of treatment. You're not going to get my personal phone number. You know, it's just there's just certain levels that you're not going to be privy to because you're not actually in the community for the right reasons.
So NFTs.
Yeah.
We had G.I. Joe, and I know we have at least one big fan of G.I. Joe here.
Yes, we do.
I was definitely a G.I. Joe collector of toys as a kid. I actually had the aircraft carrier, Vince.
So did I, Josh.
You had it. I
had
got it
the
for
aircraft
Christmas one
carrier.
year.
Me and my brother had it.
So I got it for
That
Christmas
thing was
one year.
massive.
I think my mom and dad stayed up all night, like putting it together and everything. It was out open already, like together, like crazy. But yeah, I remember having that massive aircraft carrier and
Yeah,
all kinds of toys that probably ended up in the yard buried somewhere because I actually played with my toys. G.I. Joes, there are probably a couple of them you probably find buried in my old yard. But
we used to play G.I. Joes around the neighborhood, meaning like I was Duke. And then I remember like my brother would be Flint. And then somebody else said that they were G.I. Joe. And I'm like, bro, you can't be G.I. Joe. There is no G.I. Joe. That's the name of the show. He thought he was the character G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe's not a character, guy. 7-year-old guy. Sorry, it just took me back. We almost got in a fight. It was a whole thing when we were younger because he thought he was going to be G.I. Joe. It was a big ordeal to me. I'm sorry. Now that I'm saying it out loud, it sounds kind of ridiculous. With that being said, I only picked up. Did you pick up any packs, Josh?
I did actually. I picked up. So I figured I would do something interesting. I wanted to do I had Aliens packs still left over.
Yeah.
So I had 2 premium and 6 standard, and I wanted to do the same with G.I. Joe. I think it was 2 premium and 6 standard. And then I ended up buying 12 extra standard. I put away for
12 extra. Then I just happened to buy 12
standard,
extra.
the standard pack. So the 5. I wanted to buy those because I feel like I feel better when I hit stuff on the standard pack because I feel like, oh, I only paid $10 for this and I got it.
I know, isn't that weird?
I know these were all going to be lower too. Like, I don't think the price point was gonna. It's going to be retail, to buy the packs. And I think most of the stuff that is dropped on here, other than the Grail makes or breaks this pack. The other stuff, if you want it, just go buy it, please. Don't go buy packs. Like, unless
because I mean,
go buy the stuff.
They're at kind of retail right now. Lady J and Flynn are, which kind of, you know what?
Line.
It really, there is not. Listen, I have the entire line of G.I. Joe. I have every G.I. Joe Funko Pop they've made, except for the Freddy's. No, well, except for the Cobra Commander Freddy. That might be the only one I'm missing. But with that being said, I was surprised. Well, like I was just saying, I wasn't really surprised because there's not a lot of valuable. There's only a handful that are worth really anything.
Yeah.
I think that this is cool though. They burned almost half the pack, so this is going to be close to a 500 piece
number.
Grail. Yeah. So I'm okay with that.
Going to be what, like 500, 600, maybe at most?
Yeah, at most, I think maybe like 550. So I think that that's kind of fun, and I think it's kind of cool. And I was lucky enough. I opened 3 packs and got squat. I'm telling you, squat. And I felt a little bit sick because I knew these weren't going to be worth a lot. So what would you do? Would you just turn and walk away? No, I bought another pack because I'm a degenerate. And you know what? It paid off. I was able to get the Grail. So thank God, because that was the only thing that kind of made that worthwhile. And then I picked the other ones up. I picked them up that day. I think I got Lady J for around 15, 16 bucks and Flint maybe 20 bucks. And I think it's even lower now. But I got all 3 of them and I was super happy, and hopefully everybody else was happy. I'd seen some people that I know pull Grails, so I was happy for them.
I did pretty well on the decent, and I actually was glad I opened my. I will say there'll be a video coming probably Monday. I think I finished editing it because I have the other one already for this weekend. But I think my Aliens packs, I'm glad I opened them. I had actually what I ended up having is the 2 premium and the 6 standard and the Aliens too. I could have sold them all, but I said, you know what? They're not going that high. They're not that crazy. Let me open them. And let's just say I'm glad I opened.
Video coming soon.
Nice.
Let's check it out.
But it's kind of weird to have back-to-back weeks, and this is why I probably didn't go into as many packs of G.I. Joe as I want. First, I knew they were going to be lower kind of in price anyways. I figured they'd be very similar to Cartoon Network, how it went. I think these will be a little higher.
I was surprised. I felt like a lot of people were not excited by these, but I thought these pops were.
I think they're
times better than the first series.
It's not a well-timed drop.
It's back to back. It's also week of New York Comic Con,
and you got people waiting for Funkoween too. People that are really excited.
Well, aside from all that, I just feel like there's not much Stranger Things hype right now. I think these would have been. They should have held off until the final season was at least like being promoted, advertised, trailers, everything.
I think it's okay that they put these out. I don't think it's good. Like maybe they'll come in before the final season. Maybe that's why. I don't know if that's the plan. Like these.
Oh, that's a good point.
Maybe they'll have another drop for the final season once the final season airs, and they can release any new characters that'll come from the final season. You know, like anything like that. I think they did a good job with these overall. The characters, I definitely want to grab this whole line. Definitely one that I'm going to go after. So, Series 1, I wasn't as impressed. I got everything but the Grail.
Series 1 was not that great.
But I just, like, for actual characters, this is great. This is, like, very unique kind of character. This is how I like NFTs to be done.
Me too.
Looking forward to Funkoween. I'm guessing Funkoween will see
I can't wait
of Halloween.
If they what if they reveal it like Tuesday? Like, can you imagine Tuesday or Wednesday? Like they reveal it the same week as New York Comic Con. If they just want to like max hype for Funko,
I feel like they'll do it right before. It might be the Tuesday before Halloween.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you'll see something. I think it'll be the 29th. So
I think that they'll release I think they'll show them off at NYCC. I think it'll maybe be that Friday that we get to see them, and then it'll either be that next week or hopefully not hopefully. I just think for a business decision, I'd wait a week in between and do it the week of Halloween.
Plus, you don't want to kill your hype. I don't know, with another line. Like, I think that's why the 2 weeks is good. Like, having 2 drops a month.
Two a month is good. Having 3 in a con month is a horrible decision.
And they did a good job of not doing that during SDCC. So I don't know why they didn't take one of these out. They could have taken either G.I. Joe or Stranger Things out of the mix here.
Maybe because it's the last month of the quarter, and they just want to. Is it not?
Maybe they already had stuff planned. And
September was
No, you're right.
This is Q4. We're officially in Q4.
You're right. We're already in Q4. Maybe they just
So
want
it's
to end the year
either
with a bang.
well, maybe they're trying to, maybe you're onto something. Maybe they were trying to maximize, like, hey, we're going to do 3 drops a month for the 3 remaining months because we want to maximize our profits for 2024. You know, maybe they're not at, or maybe they just want to make more money, but they also have to realize, like, you can only push it so much.
You
like,
can only get so much blood from the stone, as they say. I think that's how they say.
I don't know who says that, but
I don't know. It's old timey.
I wanted to take a little time today to talk about non-Funko stuff for NYCC, because we talked about all the Funko stuff already to death, pretty much, and we haven't gotten any new news.
I'm actually glad that you said that, because Joanna messaged me earlier that she's like, we have to get these. So yeah, there's a couple of non-Funko
There's some good stuff. Yeah,
that we're excited for. And can I just say though, since we were talking about NFTs, I would have rather, and I want to hear everybody's opinion in the chat. Would you have rather had 3 NFT drops in Halloween, or in October? Obviously, you guys can weigh in on your opinion as well. Or would you rather have had 2 drops and a Halloween box of fun?
2 in a box of fun.
Yeah.
I think
100%.
I was kind of hoping for a box of fun. I think it's a massive,
that would have been cooler to do with the Funko.
Massive missed opportunity to not have a box of fun, especially since you just had one, 2 years in a row, 3 years in a row? Like, yeah. Thrilljoy.
Monster Pete hits it on the head, right?
That's what we're starting with.
Let's start off with Thrilljoy here first. Yeah. But they announced a lot. Like, I didn't think like this much would be pushed out. So we have their character. They're Freddy, right? I'm guessing. Is this their Freddy?
The like blue?
I think so.
He's their Freddy, and then we have. I will say, this is not Funko though because of the price point.
Right.
The price point is what, $40 to $50 for the for these picks, PIX, and then there's bigger ones that are out there. These remind me a lot of 2 things. Funko Vision. So if you guys remember Funko Vision, looks like the TV thing.
Most people probably don't know what that is. So
Funko Vision, and then the other one is the characters. They were the 5-star characters. The other thing reminds me of 5-star characters, which is funny because these are all. This is classic Brian Mariotti though. Everything in here screams him. Like Huckleberry Hound, we got Duck Doctors, we got all these, like Beetlejuice is the added one. I'm surprised that it was that easy to get the license that quick for them, but maybe that's
smart timing, because with the second movie right now in the theaters, like that was genius. Whoever thought of that.
I don't think the movie's doing that.
Vince, you gonna be picking up the Marvin the Martian?
Is there a Marvin the Martian?
I know.
I'm sorry. Daffy Duck. I'm so sorry.
Now wait.
Duck Dodgers over here.
Duck Dodgers.
Now this is what Vince is going to be picking up.
What is this? I didn't.
It's on the right.
Yeah, on the right.
Oh, the Masters
Skeletor.
What about the 24-piece on top?
24-piece Disco Skeletor.
Oh God.
24
copying.
They're just going straight to it. You know, so like, how are they distributing these? Can you only get these at the because I haven't heard anything. I mean, I've seen all the leaks, but how do you buy these? I don't think I can buy them at home,
Brian Mariotti's trunk in the parking lot.
I mean, they're gonna have a booth. I heard they're having a booth. Right?
That's what I'm saying. So
they're doing a panel, but will these be online only? Will these, like, this should be mystery. Like, you shouldn't know you get.
That's what I was gonna add. That's the question I wanted to ask. I wanted to see if they were mystery, 1, because I think that they should be. 2, they got to drop these at home. They're not selling 6,000 Skeletors at a NYCC or the 1,000. You might. You know what? Hey, if they do, God bless.
You might add an NYCC in 2024 where they're expecting record number foot traffic. So this would be the.
You know what? I hope that they do. I really do. I wish them nothing but the best.
I don't know. It's still a risk. So,
you know, unfortunately, listen. I think these are cool. I like the way that they're kind of set up. I like the idea of you know, the full kind of display with them. I feel like we've gotten a lot of, like, I have a lot of other Skeletors that are not Funko related, and I've got a couple that look really darn close to this. I get the allure of the whole, package deal. I think they're cool, but $50, like, and again, $50 is not outrageous. Like, if you guys, I don't know if anybody knows of like Cos Babies at all, like
Yeah.
super stylized, super cool, and they're pretty expensive. Like, I've only had like maybe one or two.
I need to see these in person. I need them in hand.
I do too. Yeah, I do. I would I pick this up if they drop it online 100%, just because I want to see it.
They are dropping them online.
You can send us a couple and we'll check them out, because
I'd be happy to check them
Pops
out.
has a sneak peek at the package here.
You don't have to send me any. It's okay. They look like
I would love.
They kind of look like little people with backgrounds.
I don't know. I do like. I will say I like the Looney Tunes. I like the Duck Dodgers versions. I like these. I don't know about their own character. It's such a. It reminded me of Chomp. As soon as I saw it, it reminded me of a different version of Chomp for some reason.
Yeah.
But I don't. I guess that's their version of Freddy. But I think it's cool that they have chases to them, which is smart. If they continue that kind of chase thing, they're numbered.
I think they're going a little bit hard. I think they should have started off with just one for NYCC and then like slowly.
I think there's a lot of these specialty characters, but they're bigger ones. Don't forget, there's different sizes, John. They have like big characters too.
Oh, I don't. I don't like that. So they're not all the same size.
Oh, like
each character has multiple sizes.
There might be different things. So these ones are all what do they call picks so far? The ones that look like kind of like a television set. It reminds me of like a scene.
I'm hesitant. I know, and I'm not trying to take away from anybody's excitement. Like I see Funko News Canada is gonna get blue at the booth. Like I'll be very curious. I'd love to see what it looks like in person. My thing personally, and I could be the only one in this little raft, and that's fine. I'll just row this raft by myself. I just want to see this company complete a full 12 months of like product releases and how it looks, shipping issues, customer reception, collectability, what characters they're going to put out.
Why, you buying stock
and everything? No, I want to see. I would say the same thing for any company. I want to say at least 12 months. Like, give me 12 months of you operating as a company. And I feel like they are trying to capitalize on a market that already knows who Brian Mariotti is, that he is a successful toy maker, company lead, person and everything. So that's all. I'm just going to say they're nice. They look cool, but I'm just going to sit back and we'll see where they are this time next year, and maybe I'll pick something up then. So.
Yeah, I mean, for me, if Skeletor is available, I'm picking it up. I don't, and like, so this is a good example of something that, like, if they put out, this is not something I'd pick up. Like, it's the price point, like you said earlier, Josh. The price point for this, like, I gotta really love the character. Like, I love Duck Dodger.
You're not gonna get 10 of them.
Right. I love Duck Dodgers, but I don't love Duck Dodgers enough about Marvin the Martian. They do that. Yeah, I'll pick that one up. I'd pick up the Skeletor too. I would love that if you pick that up, you have a chance at that 24 piece. Like, I think that's fun.
Cool. Yeah.
I wish they would do that. Some of the, like I've said it before, I wish they kind of would do that. Well, we said this at some point with the sodas, that they should have done some more limited ones that were in there exactly the way that they have this. So if they are like it's a blind chase type of thing, I think that's cool. I think they look cool. I'm willing to pick one up. Would I buy 50 of these? Just probably not for me, but I'm looking forward to it. I think I'm looking forward to see what they bring out. I think they look super cool, but I do want to see it in person too.
Yeah, I think I have to see it in person to know the detail and the quality of it. I think when you're paying for something that's that kind of price point, I think you're expecting a little more quality too. So and things like Cos Babies, they're decent, and those kind of things, like that kind of market, it has a separate market. And designer toys is probably the next part I wanted to kind of talk about. Some of these designer toys that are coming to NYCC.
So I want to address Dave's comment really quick. He says, I would buy one because I like it, not to see if the company survives. So Dave, that is kind of my point, because I have to protect myself, my heart as a collector, because I don't want to buy one and then like it, fall in love with the product, and then Brian Mariotti gets bored 2 years from now and says, you know what, I'm going to go start another company called Funtown or something and make a whole different style of figures, and then just completely abandons these because unfortunately he now has a track record of leaving companies and starting a new one. So because of that, I'm being extra cautious with anything that he puts out post Funko.
I don't know. He's been at Funko for a long time. So I don't think he has
Yeah,
a track record.
And that's fine. So if Thrilljoy is his next 15 to 20 year venture, that's great. And then maybe I'll get, I'll go all in. But me as a collector, I like things to be uniform.
Jen, would you go all in anyway? Like, don't you
I
think
would
that
go all
that's
in.
more of a when you have a price point at like $50? Like, I think you're at a different, you're at a different thing. I don't think you buy $50 pieces. I mean, unless you're absolutely in love with the company. I'm saying this, and we're looking at the Chomps right now. I know people that are Chomp complete. So, like, maybe I shouldn't say what I'm saying because maybe you will buy everything. I don't know.
Vince, I'm not afraid to spend money. I don't have any money right
now.
I'm not afraid to spend money if I want to.
But you want to kind of be in love with the company more than just the product, is what you're saying.
I think now just because
I'm not. But I think that's fine. I think
if you're going all in on collecting it and want to have, so there's a difference. Like if you want to go on and collecting it and think you can have to need to sell it later on, truthfully, any of the designer toys I've ever bought, I don't think of it as a
right.
That's right. Like there is a chance that you can sell them and make money. There's a lot of chance that they won't. Like the hype will be gone, and the things that won't. I mean, different pieces. Like these are low count. We're looking at a Chomp 200 pieces for the $7 a pop. The golden cut one that John's gonna grab for me at $7 a pop. Poof. But there's but there's the gumball Chomp, and then there's things like that. But it's built a community. It's cool to see. We have seen a Tut Chomp, so they've made 3 versions of the Tut Chomp. They made a regular version. If you watch my video today, we actually open a really cool version of the regular version. There's a glow version, and then there's now this golden version, and they do that with a lot of their things. Like the Jawbreaker has been the Chomper, it's been the Chomp, and now it's a Handmade by Robot. And it's a cool partnership. They've been doing a lot with Handmade by Robot, so it's cool to see like partnerships like this happen. Exclusives for NYCC too, and I think that's what they've been doing really well, is putting out a bunch, not having their own booth, but partnering with several companies that are at these that already have booths. Like Pop, Plastic Empire, Fugitive Toys, the Tiny
That's
Goat.
why I think it's crazy. I mean, I'm finally ecstatic to see it, but I just think it's crazy that it took till 2024 for $7 a pop to get their own Pop exclusive. But I hope that it's something that continues, and I think every year moving forward, they should have their own Pop exclusive for San Diego Comic-Con, for New York Comic-Con.
And you guys talked about that last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, briefly.
So these ones will be at the $7 a pop booth. Some of these will online. I won't say always all of them are available online, or might be
what's the retail? I'm not as familiar with Chomps. What's the retail on a Chomp?
So 50? Typically a Chomp, depending on the detail of it, it can vary a little bit, but I would say most of them are like that $50 to like $65 range.
Yeah, like the
Godzilla
last
one is
was
70.
80. No,
big. He's like Godzilla is the biggest one, I think.
So it varies by the size
a little bit because it costs like like a Chomp that's this big, the Godzilla one, the mold's a lot bigger. It costs them more for boxes, packaging, mold, everything. So they charge a little more, but most of the price points are right about the same. Now, Handmade by Robot one, I think they're what, like $20?
$20.
Yeah,
I think it was just $20.
Any exclusive Handmade by Robot's about $20.
Because we bought, actually, when we were at C2E2, I'm looking at it right now, from Plastic Empire. I want to say it was $20. We got the purple one.
Yeah.
The purple Chomp.
Purple gold one. The purple
gold
one. Yeah.
And you had a chance
I
to
know
chase.
I know the Chomps can get pretty expensive on the aftermarket for a lot of the older ones too.
I mean, especially when you're talking about a 200-piece thing, when they're 500, but I can tell you right now, the Godzilla one was $70, and it sold out. They're supposed to have a glow-in-the-dark Godzilla, I think, at NYCC. They've been hinting. So,
what's up, Riley? Hey, Riley, how was Joker 2? I heard a lot.
Oh, I heard it was fantastic.
Oh, really? I heard a lot of.
I heard it was.
Oh, I heard it was
probably
ever created. Yeah, I heard it was. I heard Madam Web was better.
I heard the same thing. Unfortunately.
So yeah, we have a candy corn chomp, handmade by a robot. Scented. That's supposed to be, I think, Plastic Empire or some bucks a pop. They're doing two different. Some bucks a pop has, I think, the ghost face pumpkin spice scented or candy corn scented or something like that. One of the scented ones.
Yeah.
They're doing the comic books again, which are really cool. The covers, the exclusive covers for the Chomp Godzilla comic book.
I actually really like that top one. That
Me
top
too.
one is cool.
They did a really good job with these. I would love to get the graded one. I have two that are signed and sketched on, so I want to get them graded. But I'd love these two. If I can get them signed and then graded, that'd be awesome. Plastic Empire. We'll have two different Bearlies. We'll have another version of Skeletor or Bearlator. Glow. This time.
I think my 3 are enough for me.
I'm missing one, and I actually ordered the wrong one when it restocked at
you did?
Empire. Yeah, I need the blacklight one. So, and then they have a blacklight version of Krang. They had a metallic version of Krang. Pretty low numbers though, 100 and 125.
I do like that Krang.
They hinted this week towards the Godzilla. Last time what they did is drop only so many at the con, and then I haven't even got my Godzilla yet that I've ordered from Comp for coming, but the glow one looks awesome. There's the pumpkin spice scented one, I think that is Plastic Empire's doing, and then a candy corn one as well too. So Handmade by Robots has two different, a ghost face. There's another ghost
robots, man. They're getting around.
They're making with everyone something. They make a lot, and you see them all over the place. I picked up this guy at Ross, man.
Nice.
Got a Demogorgon.
They're cute. We have 3, I think.
Couple, yeah. We have the Scooby thing. We have a couple of we got the Godzilla one from last time from some bucks a pop. That was some fun one. I like those. They're low price point
right now.
They're much like Funko, low price point. I think that's the good thing about them. So,
they got some good low number ones too, not like crazy overproduced.
I think if you can hit that that perfect storm of having something that's low piece count and low retail cost, that's like perfect storm for collectors.
Yeah, and just fun. People will grab, and you can mix up like the Ghostface. They've done like 10 different ways so far.
Minimally 10.
They've milked that mold. Yeah,
they've done so many different ways.
Minimally, I think we have 3 or 4.
Wow. I mean, this is the first scented one I've seen.
The scent. Hey, listen, we got a Charman from Return of the Living Dead sent to us.
Yeah.
It smells amazing. So the pumpkins, I'll stand behind the pumpkin spice one. It smells fantastic.
And I think this Handmade by Robots is one of those companies that I don't see any kind of like big video promotions about. I think they're missing out on getting some collectors involved into what they're doing.
We put out a video a long time ago. We did. We had like prototypes and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say the same thing about Funko. I mean, just because there's a lot of us that make videos about product, they don't work with us.
Yeah, it's true too.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
And then I saw this. I thought this was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Fright Maker Mike is doing Masquerade again.
Evil twin.
If you guys are in the San Diego area or can drive to San Diego, this would be cool to check out on November 2nd. They're going to do the same thing they did last time where they have some like Funko Proto auctions and stuff like that people can bid on, and they usually give away some stuff and that. But it's all to raise money for the Comic-Con museum, which is cool. So if you are in that area, this would be definitely a cool thing to check out. Oh, I didn't do butts on things. I saw the pins. That's all.
Yeah,
I
I
saw.
saw the butts on
just about
things people
to
at
ask-
C2E2.
to ask
Kind of love
Riley
those
what
butts
that
on
was.
things.
Oh, so
I've
here,
never
let
heard
me
of
show
that.
you.
They put butts
So-
on everything.
So
Oh.
it's 7 butts a pop, by the way. 7 butts a pop is having pins. I didn't do all. I did the stuff that a lot of people like watch our videos and stuff on. I didn't do all the different toys. The different.
Did you cover? Do you have a slide for the tiny ghosts?
You know what? I didn't because they didn't really.
They
haven't
teased
shown
it, but they didn't
They
really.
teased it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
haven't shown
Joanna
anything.
told me, she's like, we're going to the booth. We're getting tiny ghosts, so we're going to start
Yeah.
the tiny ghost collection.
Get a case.
Yep.
Get a case. It's fun. I'll probably try to get a case, but I want to know if they're going to have a big figure. If they're going to have a big figure, I might have to get you to get me one too. I don't know what they're going to do, but here's the 7 butts a pop. Butts on things. They put butts on things, so they're just having pins. It sounds like.
That's hilarious.
But yeah.
Ooh, only 400 pieces. There we go.
Yeah, and then let's do the tiny ghost. I'll show you. I wanted to show because there's so many of them too.
Yeah, there's a
They're
lot.
just doing minis right now. I haven't heard anything.
I like
else.
the
I don't know
minis.
if anyone else has heard anything else.
The minis are
I haven't
fun.
been able to watch any of them.
Like,
Has anybody
live.
heard? I
Look
was
at that.
trying to get some info on. Are they doing preview night for New York Comic Con? Anybody know?
I don't know.
Preview night, what they did for San Diego Comic Con was actually sold items early. A bunch of companies did it. Just curious.
Where is it?
Nobody's giving me a straight answer. So like, not from the stream tonight. I've messaged a bunch of people who were at preview night for San Diego Comic Con, and like
I don't
they haven't-
remember them doing in New York.
they either
Comic-Con.
like didn't respond to me or they gave me like a very questionable answer. So I'm like, does that mean there is one and you just don't want to tell me? Like, I'm not trying to buy anything. I don't want anything. I just want to know if it's happening.
So we can meet the minis. So this is series 3. So they just dropped series 2.
Yeah,
So series
2
3.
back-to-back cons.
We have Goth Gal Friday, so I'm guessing Wednesday version. Axel. Is this supposed to be like Axel Rose? Maybe
It looks
Sort of
like he's kind of
spooky.
holding a guitar. Yeah.
for one of the Marty McFlo, which I'm guessing Marty McFly with the vest on.
The vest. Yeah.
Sparing Spirit Cemetery Dojo.
It's got to be Beetlejuice.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
They did a big Beetlejuice though already, so I don't know.
They do. They have done some because I think one of those is a leaked. Well, I think one of these is going to be Deadpool and
Captain Spiegel. Well, classic comic Jester Spectre.
Oh, Captain Siegel is like my top want. I don't even know what it
Yeah.
looks like. I just based on the silhouette, that's my top want.
So that's going to be like probably like a Pirates one, I'm sure. Classic comic Jester
Oh,
Spectre.
P, I don't want to talk about that tonight. Can we not? I don't want to.
Anime.
It's so bad.
Clark Kent, which we all know.
Yeah.
Willie the Puppet. Willie the Puppet.
I don't know.
Who will Willie the Puppet be? Is it Billy? Is it like Saw? Like
Oh,
Billy?
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe,
yeah,
yeah.
it'll be Billy. Mr. Thompson. I don't know who that's supposed to be. Cheeky Boo.
I love how the names are just like close enough to where you can tell what the character is.
By not getting
Like, yeah, Dead Ghoul is so
Yeah.
good.
Cobra Die. So I'm guessing this. I'm guessing. Oh, one will probably be like. There'll probably be the 2 versions like Miyagi Do and Cobra Kai, Cobra Die.
Oh, yeah.
Probably like because it's a chase. I'm guessing.
yeah.
So they'll have some fun ones. But, yeah, that should be good. Should be fun.
Yeah, we're going to try
Oh,
to get
and yeah, Drop is going to be giving out stuff. They said at
Ooh,
NYCC.
nice.
So you can get some promotional stickers and chance out some rare cards and stuff. Now, John, you need to try to hit them up. I want to know what Drop Arcade is going to be, and you need to get some more hints.
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
Drop
Probably not.
Arcade? What do you mean?
If they want to come on and do something on our live,
Feel free, Drop.
yeah,
Oh, Drop. Yeah.
Drop Arcade is supposed to be coming.
We're gonna be there Wednesday, and we'll have
Drop.
early access to the con this year. So we're gonna try to hit as many booths as possible. So,
But yeah, they're supposed to be there through the week. The only thing other like I don't know if we need to really talk about.
No, I don't. No, I think we're good. Josh, you had to ruin it, huh?
We talked about all the non-Funko stuff that looked really cool. That's the cool thing we did. There's a lot of other cool collectibles that are going to be.
There sure is.
And then the other one was there are some unique more Pokemon that are coming out. So I think that's cool for Pokemon collectors.
I don't even know why they bother with 4-inch. Just make it all 10-inch.
Oh,
Listen,
I'm glad they made both versions.
Squirtle.
Isn't that good? They made both versions of this at the same time now, so you can really decide. You really need the big one.
Do you need either?
You need the 10-inch one.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I mean what's coming up. So John, you'll be in NYCC next week.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Leaving Tuesday or Wednesday?
No, we're leaving Monday. We're leaving early.
Monday. Oh, okay. Oh, that's right, because you'll go to Jersey first.
Yeah, we'll go to Jersey, and then so this year's trip is a lot more expensive for us, which is good and bad. So the good news is I think they're the company that we are mainly, so we're working with 3 companies this year, which is very exciting. And thank you to everybody who's supported us and watched the channel. And the main company that we are working with, I believe they will be announcing our partnership on Sunday. So that's cool. Don't want to reveal it yet because they said they wanted to announce it. No, I can safely say it's not Thrilljoy. But yeah, so we'll be staying in the city for almost a full week, which is not cheap. So, but we're very thankful to you guys because without the channel, without our following, without PopFourceOne specifically was mentioned in one of our virtual calls that we had with one of the companies that we're working with. They said that they wanted us to pass on that they are very thankful that we have a very positive and uplifting community and that it gives them a lot of hope for the future. So, yeah, so we'll be at New York Comic Con. I don't know. I'd like to jump on PFO next week. I don't know what our situation is going to be, but I will bring the webcam and all the equipment and everything. If not, I'll just jump on with my phone for a couple of minutes and say hi. So
beauty.
Jump on directly from no, it'll be closed down pretty much by that time. There's no event this year. The only event I heard, there's a Fugitive Toys event, I think.
Yes, yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, heard about that one. But yeah, a lot of cool things. So we're looking forward to seeing a lot of cool content.
Honestly, there's so much stuff going on at the con. Like Joanna already has like a full schedule for us and everything. We're looking forward to like going back to the hotel at night. Maybe just
I'll show up. Just tell me where I need to be.
Well, just grabbing some food and just hanging out at the hotel. Because like what people don't realize,
you're gonna be tired.
Yeah. Like if you don't have a schedule, like if you're just going to the con and then like you can leave or whatever, but like if you're at the con all day, which a lot of people are, like it's exhausting. Like being on your feet, fighting through the crowds and everything. Like it's a long day. So
yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely any con, like any of the big cons, long.
But we're very excited. I've got my list of things that I'm going to try to pick up for people. So, Josh, I will try to get you the Chomp. Vince, I'm going to try to get you the Looney Tunes Pop. Right, that's the one you want.
That was it.
Witch,
he really wants a Skeletor. I heard
Talk to Brian Mariotti with that if you could, and see if you can squeeze out one of those Skeletors. That'd be super fancy.
I mean, I was thinking more the Funko, the game Funko Fusion Skeletor.
Yeah, well, I wasn't gonna listen. I don't expect John to like sell a kidney or anything.
Oh no,
I'm
not touching the Funko Fusion Pops. There's gonna be people probably beating each other in the streets over those 500.
With that being said, if you can get Skeletor,
if I happen to come across Skeletor, I doubt it. I doubt it.
For decent price.
I think as far as the limited pieces go, I'll be honest, guys. Like New York is crazy. I think we will be lucky to walk away with one black eye and the biddies.
Yeah, I think that's what you'll be taking with you. I'm pretty sure.
Which is fine because the biddies are like honestly like my top want.
It was more than what I got when I was there. I didn't even get a black eye, John. So,
hey, we both got those snazzy Boba Fett Loungefly bags. That was cute.
We sure did. Hey. We also got thrown out of the Loungefly booth, so that was amazing.
We did.
At least I did. I remember.
No, we got kicked out together.
Good memories.
So, Vince, what do you got coming up this week?
Josh, I'm glad you asked me that question. I'll be honest, I got a lot of stuff going on this week.
Oh, you do, actually.
Actually,
you actually do. You have something coming up tomorrow.
Is that tomorrow already?
Right?
Oh God, I gotta go put some stuff in the auction. Yeah, guys, if you'd like to join us over on Whatnot tomorrow night, we have our Halloween extravaganza, as I say. All Halloween related pops, and then we also really stretched some of these. Like we started putting stuff in the Halloween. They just had costumes, or some of them they just had masks, and they ended up in the Halloween thing. But you guys can go bookmark that now. There's everything in there. You can see make pre-bids and stuff. We've got a video for Sunday that we have not shot, so I have not a clue what we're going to be opening, but I'm sure that will be amazing, like all of our other videos. And that's pretty much it. We'll have probably an auction on Tuesday, and then NYCC. I don't even know if I'll do an auction on Tuesday. If we do, we'll do something small probably, because we got NYCC next week, and then that's it. Looking forward to that, and I've got nothing else.
Are you still live?
Yes, we are, Joanna.
Did Joanna wait till I finished my plug before she said that? Thank you, Joanna.
You want Joanna to fill in for you to tell you what's coming up this week?
Yeah, we're still live. Yeah, so we'll be at NYCC. That's the biggest thing. This weekend's actually very busy for us.
You come to the door and make sure I don't get eaten by a bear, please.
So make it quick, John.
Saturday night, we're actually celebrating our 25,000 follower milestone stream over on Whatnot. So we'll be doing a lot of giveaways, and then we'll also be doing a soda show Sunday night on Whatnot. And then we're actually taking 10 days off because of NYCC. We won't be doing any auctions for at least a week and a half. So that's why we're doing the double auction this weekend. And then we'll get everything shipped out Monday. As soon as we have everything shipped out, we're hitting the road. So we'll have I have another vlog that I'm going to try to get out tomorrow because I have a ton of Toys for Tots boxes that came in. So
Sexy Walrus, can you come to the door so I don't get eaten by a bear?
I have to help Joanna. So video tomorrow, hopefully video Saturday, auctions this weekend, NYCC.
So what's coming up this week? So put out a video yesterday, last night. So if you didn't check out that video with some designer toys.
Yes, I have not seen it yet, but I saw the preview and it looked pretty tempting.
Yeah, so some good stuff out of there. And then on this weekend, we have a mystery box video with a couple of EQLs and then some loot locks mystery boxes. And then and we do pretty well with both of them. I'm really surprised about the EQL one. You'll be surprised, Vince.
Oh, nice.
You'll be surprised. And then
you didn't get all Johnny Knoxville's, huh?
No, I did not. I haven't pulled one yet, so I'm waiting for it. And then we have our NFT video coming out early next week. And then, of course, we have an auction. We didn't have an auction last night. Surprise, surprise. You know, we had a hurricane.
No, it's probably a good idea.
And we'll have an auction next week. So we'll be back with some fun stuff, some fun mystery boxes that kick off, I guess, NYCC. So we'll have some fun on Wednesday night. So hopefully you can join us. But yeah, that's what a bunch of stuff coming up with the channel with that. And then I think that's it. I think that's that's what's going on. So I'm looking forward to seeing
Sounds
what's
about
all
right.
happening at NYCC. Bunch of content from John. I'm jealous. I can't.
I'm looking
go.
forward to see what
Uh,
sells out because somebody brought it up earlier in the chat. It was a long time ago. I apologize for not recognizing it, but how will the impact of now Canadians being able to order from the Funko shop, will that impact the NYCC drop?
And I saw they're doing another bundle. So
Yeah, the bundle's not going to sell well, but
no. But be curious about how everything goes, and we'll be on Vince's channel next week. So pop over
That's
there.
right.
We'll be on Vince's channel to talk about all the NYCC goodness, and maybe we can get some insight from John. He can join us going on
I'll find a way.
at the con.
Sounds
But,
good to me.
If nothing else, everyone have a great one. Stay safe. Have a good week, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Night, y'all.